Hi, this is Ms. Fazone. This is objective number 1 for Algebra 2. Multiplying and dividing my... Oh, let me zoom in a little bit. Let's see if I can zoom in. There we go. Alright, so multiplying and dividing monomials. This is the first lesson of the year, taught on Wednesday, September 4th or 5th, depending on if you have me on Wednesdays and Thursdays. If you are seeing this for the first time, you should be taking these notes and pausing as you go. Otherwise, just follow along. Okay, so let's start with what is a monomial. A monomial is an expression with only one term, nothing being added or subtracted, but multiplication is okay. And remember, we highlight our vocabulary, so I'm going to highlight monomial. An expression with one term. Okay, so for example, 3 is a monomial. 11x, right? 5ab. These are all being multiplied when there's no plus or minus there. It's multiplication. Okay, these are all monomials. A non-example would be x plus 5. Right. 3x squared plus 2y minus 4. Right. That's also not a monomial. It's got 1, 2, 3 terms. This one has 1, 2 terms. Right. How about 5x plus 7x? What do you think? Is that a monomial? Nope. Or sorry, yes, that is a monomial because it's 12x. If you could add them together and it's one single term, that's a monomial. All right? If you need to pause to write, pause to write. All right. So now this, in class, what we did was I had someone come up and drag these 4 words to one of the arrows. Notice there's only 3 arrows, so one of the words is going to repeat. Okay? So let's start with a variable. What do you think the variable is? The variable is just the x. Okay? The variable is just the x. Okay? Exponent. The exponent's always the little number up here. Okay, that's exponent. The base. The base is also the variable in this case. It's the number that's being raised to an exponent. Okay? Last is the coefficient. The coefficient is always the number in front of x. These are multiplying. So the number multiplying x. Okay? So now we're going to write down the vocabulary. Okay? I know it's a lot of vocab, but it's a very basic starting of the year. So these terms are really, really important. All right. So an exponent is the number of times a number or variable will multiply by itself. Okay? So let me write an example right next to this. So let's say you have 3 to the second. It's the number of times 3 is multiplying by itself. So this means 3 times 3, which is 9. Okay? 2 to the 4th. That means 2 is multiplying by itself 4 times. 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, which is 16. Okay? So that's what an exponent is. A variable is just the letter or unknown. So your x, your y, your a, your b. The base is the number or variable being raised to the exponent. So the base, so over here the base was 3 and the base was 2. Right? If you have x to the 11th, the base is x. Okay? And lastly, the coefficient is a number multiplying a variable. So it's whatever's in front of the variable. Right? So if you have 10x, 10 is your coefficient. 27xy, 27 is your variable. Okay? Again, if you need to write this, you should pause this video right now so you can get everything down. All right, so now let's do some actual problems. Okay? Let's start with adding. Right? Let me zoom in a little more. Nope, wrong way. Okay. So 3x plus 5y plus 2x minus y. So when we add monomials, you're only allowed to add the ones with like terms. So which terms are like in the first one? We have 3x and we have positive 2x. Notice I highlighted the plus. The sign is really, really important. 3x and 2x gives you 5x. This does not change. You're not multiplying anything. It's 5x. If I have 3 apples and 2 apples, I have 5 apples. Okay. And then now we have 5y and y. Positive 5y and minus y. Right? This time we have a negative. 5y minus y is 4y, positive 4y. Now remember, when you have a y with nothing in front, there's an invisible 1. Like I have a pen, I have 1 pen, right? So that's your final answer. All right, moving down. Number 2. 8x squared plus 2x minus 1 plus 4x squared minus 5x plus 7. Now notice this has parentheses around it. The parentheses don't actually mean anything when you have a plus. So if I wrote it like this without parentheses, it wouldn't change the problem. It only changes the problem if there's a minus or a multiplying there. So a plus between parentheses does absolutely nothing. It's just a placeholder. Okay. So again, we're looking for like terms. Here we have 8x squared. What other x squared do we have? We have positive 4x squared. Right? We put those together. 8 and 4 is 12. Again, x squared plus x squared, the x squared stays the same. Right. The next one is the 2x, and we have minus